You know what? I've had it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Just absolutely enough of this crap. If you are as fed up as I am with what passes for politics these days, the sheer self-interest, the audacity, then stick around. Welcome to the Deep Dive Report Show. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And today, folks, we are diving headfirst into Donald J. Trump's latest and, let's be honest, insulting venture involving a meme coin. A meme coin. We're not pulling punches. This looks like corruption, plain and simple, and we're going deep.
Okay, Mike, I hear the frustration, and it's understandable, but let's try to break this down systematically. Our goal here is to look at the information we have, mostly from social media, X posts, news reports, and really unpack what it could mean.
Unpack. Sam, it's not complicated. He's plastering this Trump meme coin all over his own social media, Truth Social, X. It's everywhere. The news is covering it like some kind of circus act. Our mission, your mission if you're listening, is to see through this, peel back the layers, expose the potential self-dealing, the grift, and talk about the real-world implications.
Yeah.
So let's start with the coin itself.
Right. So the president has been, as you said, actively promoting this Trump meme coin. And this promotion happened right as the coin reportedly became, well, a pretty significant chunk of his own net worth.
Significant chunk. Let that sink in. A president has a big piece of his wealth tied up in a coin he's pumping online. It's beyond belief. But wait, it gets worse. He's offering, get this, a private dinner at his golf club in Virginia for the top holders, the top 220 investors in this digital pyramid scheme, basically.
While offering exclusive access like that, it immediately raises red flags about influence peddling, doesn't it? It creates a situation where, putting money into this coin could easily be seen as just buying access, buying favor.
Seen as. It is buying access. It's pay to play, right out in the open. And hold on, the rewards get even better for the big spenders, the top 25 investors. They get a VIP White House tour. The White House. Think about that. Using a symbol of American democracy, the People's House, as like a casino prize for meme coin whales. And how do they track it? Oh, there's a leaderboard publicly listing the top investors.
Yes, the website for the coin apparently has a leaderboard. And reports indicate that Chinese crypto billionaire Justin Sun's name has appeared on that list.
Justin Sun. Okay, so quick background. This is a guy who is facing SEC fraud charges, serious charges. But then mysteriously, those charges were put on hold, paused. Now, connect the dots. Sun reportedly invests in tokens from something called World Liberty Financial, which, surprise, surprise, is linked to the Trump family's crypto activities. Then he pops up on the Trump coin leaderboard.
The timing and the connections are certainly notable.
Yeah.
You have the paused SEC case, then the reported investment in a Trump-linked entity, and then the appearance on this leaderboard. It definitely presents a sequence of events that requires much closer examination for any potential quid pro quo.
Closer examination. Sam, this is a 5-alarm fire. It stinks to high heaven. A potential deal, you help me with my legal troubles, maybe, and I'll pour money into your family's ventures and your meme coin. And look who's cashing in. Reports say the Trump family's net worth jumped, what, $2.9 billion in the last 6 months? And a lot of that is supposedly tied to these crypto schemes.
The reported increase in net worth is quite extraordinary. And yes, reports do link a significant portion of that to these crypto activities.
And don't forget the coin creators. They're making millions in trading fees off this whole thing. It's a gravy train.
Absolutely. The trading fees generated by meme coins can be very substantial for the creators and promoters.
And then there was that story, remember? This shipping company looking for tariff relief, planning to dump $20 million into Trump coins. It's like they're not even trying to hide the potential bribery anymore.
That anecdote, if accurate, certainly paints a picture of how these financial investments might be perceived or intended as leverage for policy outcomes. It highlights the very blurry lines involved.
Blurry. They're non-existent. Is anyone calling this out? Are there rules? Thankfully, yes. Public Citizen, the watchdog group, they nailed it, called it a crime with no immunity.
Yes, Public Citizen has been quite vocal. They're citing federal criminal law, specifically 18 U.S.C. Section 201, which covers bribery, and also government ethics regulations like 5 CFR Section 2635 that explicitly prohibit presidents from soliciting or accepting gifts linked to their official position.
Exactly, gifts. Offering dinner and White House tours for investing in your personal meme coin sure sounds like soliciting gifts to me.
Public Citizen's argument is precisely that. They contend that these aren't official duties. This is personal enrichment. Therefore, any claims of presidential immunity shouldn't apply here.
Right. Immunity doesn't cover running a personal grift out of the Oval Office or, Mar-a-Lago.
They argue it falls outside the scope of protected presidential functions.
And Bartlett Naylor, from Public Citizen. He had some strong words. He called this whole thing a meme grift, squatting at the crest of his mountain of conflicts, corruptions, and debasements of the presidency.
Wow. That's a very pointed description. It reflects the severity of the ethical concerns being raised.
He even put prosecutors in Congress on notice, basically saying their own legacies are on the line if they let this slide.
It underscores the perceived institutional responsibility to investigate and potentially act. Public Citizen followed up formally, too. They sent letters urging intervention to the Department of Justice and the Office of Government Ethics.
Okay, so watchdog groups are sounding the alarm. What about, say, Republicans in Congress? Any outrage there? We got Senator Cynthia Loomis saying it gives her pause. Pause. That's it. They should set off alarm bells, not just a pause.
Senator Loomis's reaction does seem quite mild compared to the potential gravity of the situation described by Public Citizen.
Meanwhile, Trump's holding these insane fundraisers, $1.5 million per plate for dinner. And guess who co-hosted one? David Sachs, the former crypto czar for the Trump administration. And of course, it was closed to the press. What's going on there?
The involvement of David Sachs is particularly noteworthy given his former role and current interests. As the Trump administration's point person on crypto policy, and now as someone reportedly heavily invested in the crypto industry co-hosting a high-dollar fundraiser, well, it presents a stark potential conflict of interest.
Potential. It is a conflict of interest. Senator Elizabeth Warren called it out directly in a letter. She pointed out that Sachs stands to benefit financially from the very policies he might have influenced.
Senator Warren's letter highlights that exact issue. When officials with deep financial stakes in a sector remain involved in fundraising and potentially advising policymakers, it raises serious questions about whether policy serves the public good or private financial interests.
And look, this meme coin thing, it's not happening in a vacuum, right? This fits the pattern we saw for 4 years, and even before and after. The constant questions about his hotels, the emoluments clause violations, foreign governments paying him through his businesses, Ivanka getting trademarks from China, the Trump Foundation mess. That's a pattern of grifting.
Yes, this situation can certainly be viewed as part of a larger narrative concerning the entanglement of public office and private business dealings that has surrounded the president. These recurring questions about conflicts of interest and personal enrichment have been a consistent theme.
And the damage isn't just financial. It's corrosive.
Yeah.
It eats away at democracy itself. When people in power act like the rules are for suckers, like they don't apply to them, it tells everyone else that corruption is normal. It destroys public trust.
That's a critical point. The normalization of potentially unethical behavior at the highest levels can significantly erode democratic norms. There's a real danger of public desensitization where such actions no longer provoke the outrage they should. The media also has a role here, ensuring it's treated seriously.
And what about internationally? How does this look to the rest of the world? The U.S. tries to preach about anti-corruption, good governance, and then this. It makes us look like total hypocrites. It probably emboldens dictators and autocrats everywhere who love to point out perceived flaws in democracy.
Absolutely. It can significantly undermine U.S. diplomatic efforts and credibility on issues of governance and rule of law. It provides rhetorical ammunition, essentially, for regimes that resist transparency and accountability.
You know, maybe this is just desperation. He's got massive legal bills piling up, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this whole meme coin frenzy, these expensive dinners, it's just a desperate cash grab.
The financial pressures are undoubtedly significant, and that could be a motivating factor. It's a plausible interpretation.
But the way he's doing it, so brazenly, it just screams contempt. Contempt for the law, contempt for the ethics, contempt for the intelligence of the American people. Like, he thinks he can just get away with anything.
The openness of these activities is certainly striking. Whether it stems from desperation, contempt, or a belief in impunity, it raises fundamental questions about respect for legal and ethical boundaries.
And let's be crystal clear. This isn't about Republican versus Democrat,
Right.
or it shouldn't be. This is basic right versus wrong. This is about whether we want a country where the rules apply to everyone or just some people.
Framing it as an issue of fundamental governance principles rather than partisanship is crucial for a clear-eyed assessment.
And that VIP White House tour, offering that as a prize in a crypto scheme, it's the perfect ugly symbol of this whole mess. Taking something sacred, a symbol of the nation, and debasing it for personal profit.
The symbolic value of the White House makes its use in this context particularly jarring and ethically problematic. It transforms public access into a private commodity.
So where's the accountability? Where's the DOJ, the Office of Government Ethics? Public Citizen sent letters. Are they investigating? Are they just slow walking it? Are they scared?
Well, investigations, if they are occurring, often happen confidentially. But the perception of inaction or slow action from oversight bodies can be damaging in itself. It can fuel cynicism and doubts about whether institutions are capable or willing to hold powerful figures accountable.
And you can't forget the enablers.
Yeah.
All the advisors, the lawyers, the party loyalists, the media figures who just shrug or rationalize this or attack the people pointing it out. They're all part of the problem. They're complicit.
The ecosystem surrounding political figures certainly plays a role in either upholding or eroding ethical standards. Accountability isn't just about the principal actor.
Okay, bottom line here, folks. This isn't just some weird internet story about crypto bros and meme coins. This is serious. This is about the integrity of the presidency, the rule of law, the health of American democracy. The stakes honestly could not be fucking higher.
It touches upon fundamental questions about governance, ethics, and the relationship between power and personal gain in our system. Staying informed is vital.
Stay informed and stay angry. Don't let this become normal. Demand accountability from your elected officials. Support the groups fighting for transparency. And most importantly, use your voice. Use your vote. Reject this kind of blatant corruption. Keep listening to the Deep Dive Report Show. Go on, like, subscribe, and click that notification icon. We'll catch you in the next Breaking News Deep Dive.